Boy.
Hi there, Presley here. God of War Ragnarok was planned to be released this year. It has been delayed for a 2022 release. With Ragnarok nearly upon us, let's have a look at what God of War Ragnarok could include. But before we get started, I would just like to say, to support this channel, please like, share, subscribe, but most importantly, enjoy. Also, I'm going to butcher some Old Norse pronunciation, so please forgive me, or let me have it in the comments. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Firstly, the game should play out as the second part of the new trilogy. God of War Ragnarok is the second act in the Norse mythology trilogy. The previous game hinted that future games will include other mythologies. In God of War, the Egyptian symbol of Ra, the god of sun, is visible in a late game scene. The Celtic triskelion or triple spiral is seen in the same scene. Players can also make out the Hidari Gomon Mitsudomo symbol. This is from the Japanese Shinto religion. As exciting as it would be to see other mythologies integrated into the God of War lore, they should not be included in God of War Ragnarok. The Norse mythology story should be completed within its own trilogy. Other mythologies should be explored in their own future trilogies. God of War Ragnarok needs to not only develop the lore of the Norse mythology trilogy, but also develop the overarching series lore. At some point, the game will need to explain how Kratos crossed over from Greek mythology to Norse mythology. Greek mythology is thought to have originated between 900 and 800 BCE. However, it is likely that it could date as far back as 3000 BCE. Norse mythology originated between the years 800 and 1000 AD. There is a 2000 to 4000 year time gap between Greek mythology and Norse mythology. This inconsistency could become even messier when other mythologies are included. There is a weak explanation in God of War as to how Kratos could have arrived in Midgard. Tyr's Unity Stone is said to have allowed Odin to visit other realms and other lands. However, the explanation cannot be as simple as Kratos travelled from Greece to Scandinavia. This is because there are contradictions between Greek and Norse mythology. For example, Zeus is the god of thunder, yet Thor is also the god of thunder. It wouldn't make sense that gods only reign over a certain country. For this reason, they cannot coexist. It could be a parallel universe. Thus, the series should not mix the mythologies. This must be elaborated on in God of War Ragnarok. Although the game is referred to as God of War Ragnarok, the game might not actually take place during Ragnarok. The game will likely have a slow build-up to Ragnarok, which will possibly take place during the third game. If that is the case, God of War Ragnarok will be set during Fimbulvinter. Fimbulvinter, the Great Winter, is the immediate prelude to the events of Ragnarok. It is a harsh winter that lasts 3 long years. At the end of God of War, Thor confronts Kratos years later. This suggests that Fimbulvinter has passed. However, that scene was likely a dream or a vision, as players can see that Atreus hasn't aged. Thus, the game is unlikely to start with Thor confronting Kratos. Another important clue is the prophecy from the mural in God of War. The mural depicts what appears to be Kratos dying by his son. It is vague and open to interpretation. What do you think it means? Will Kratos die at the hands of his son Atreus? Let me know what you think in the comments. In God of War, Kratos visited 6 of the 9 realms: Midgard, Alfheim, Helheim, Jotunheim, Muspelheim, and Niflheim. If any of these realms are revisited, they should have new areas open to explore. New realms that could be visited in God of War Ragnarok include Vanaheim. Vanaheim is home of the Vanir, one of which being Freya. The Vanir are known for their ability to predict the future. Kratos may seek an explanation of what the mural prophecy will bring. Another realm is Svartalfheim. Svartalfheim is the land of the dwarves. Known as master craftsmen, this could be where unique weapons and armor are forged. The final realm is Asgard, the land of the gods. Asgard is divided into 12 lesser realms, one of which is Valhalla, the hall of slain warriors. If Kratos is killed as foretold in the prophecy, will he be taken to Valhalla? Asgard, being the final realm, is likely to feature prominently in the third installment. God of War Ragnarok will feature a range of new and returning characters. Of course, Thor will make an appearance. A confrontation between Thor and Kratos is inevitable. Thor will be seeking vengeance for the murder of his sons. Also seeking vengeance for the death of her son will be Freya. She will play a main role as an antagonist. Freya will likely be a boss, maybe even the final boss. Speaking of all this vengeance, the Norse god of vengeance, Vidar, might make an appearance. Vidar, one of Odin's sons, will make a formidable opponent for Kratos. Faye, Atreus' mother, could make an appearance through flashbacks, especially since it was revealed that she is the frost giant Lorfey the Just. Her character and story could be expanded on. Athena should also return to continue to haunt Kratos' conscience. The king of the gods, Odin, must be introduced. Odin will likely play a larger role in the third installment's story. However, this character needs to be built and developed in God of War Ragnarok. Other characters from Norse mythology that could make an appearance include Heimdall and Tyr. Heimdall is the watchman who guards Bifrost, the rainbow bridge to Asgard, and Tyr is the Norse god of war. An epic battle between the two gods of war seems like a must for a series named God of War. One major gameplay element that should be in God of War Ragnarok is new weapons, specifically Thor's hammer Mjölnir. As mentioned earlier, Thor will not be the first boss. It is unlikely that the game will waste such an important character so early. When Kratos eventually defeats Thor, it will be anticlimactic if he can pick up and use Mjölnir immediately. However, it is a widespread misconception that one must be worthy to wield Mjölnir in Norse mythology. Kratos, with his godlike strength, will have no problem picking up that hammer and using it effectively. Another gameplay feature should be a more open world. This could mean more fast travel points. Also, make it easier to get from one point on the map to the next. For example, the collectibles near the top of the mountain in God of War. The player had to fast travel to the bottom of the mountain and make their way up through the interior again. These things should be taken into consideration. God of War Ragnarok should include side bosses like the Valkyries in God of War. These were excellent post-game content. They could be replaced by the Anherjar. The Anherjar are a band of spirits of deceased elite warriors who dwell in Valhalla. They could also be replaced by the Norns. The Norns are powerful female beings who create and control fate. Another option is the land spirits. Land spirits are fierce protectors of particular places or features of the land. Any of these would make challenging side bosses in God of War Ragnarok. And there you have it, what God of War Ragnarok could be like. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to Prez1990 for more videos. You can also follow me on Twitter at _Prez1990. I tweet up-to-date gaming news as and when I receive it. All that's left for me to say is take care, and I'll see you in the next video.